Hey everybody, this is King Kong Rong. Welcome back to King Kong Rong's Kitchen. And today I'm going to show you how to make sesame chicken. And so if you want to learn how to make this classic Chinese takeout dish, stick around. But first you got to know that this dish was brought to you by Scouter715, who donated to my Extra Life campaign, where if you donate $10, you can choose what dish I make and I will upload it to YouTube. So if you want to check him out, you can check the card up in the top corner, and I'll have links to his YouTube and Extra Life page if you'd like to donate there, as well as my own. And if you don't know what Extra Life is, it's a fundraising organization that works with the Children's Miracle Network hospitals to raise money for sick kids all over the United States and Canada. So, without further ado, let's get to making some sesame chicken. Okay, first thing we're going to do is make the rice, and then we'll do the sauce. What I normally like to do is take 1 cup of white rice. I'll put it in my rice cooker. And my proportion of water is for every cup of rice, I put in 1.5 cups of water. So here's 1 cup going into my rice cooker, which I know you can't see, but trust me, I've got a rice cooker going. In fact, maybe I'll pan over to it right now. Yoink. So yeah, 1 cup of rice to 1.5 cup water. Let the rice cooker do its thing. And now we'll make the sauce. We're going to start with 1/4 cup of soy sauce. Yeah, 1/4 cup into the bowl. So basically it's like half of the 1/4 cup in the measuring cup. One tablespoon of sesame oil. About 3 tablespoons of brown sugar. Okay, the second tablespoon wasn't quite a tablespoon, so a little bit more. And here's a tablespoon of rice wine vinegar. You want a little bit of acidity in the sauce. Oops. I'm just going to use a couple teaspoons of the dry. So there's 1. That's about 2 teaspoons right there. So just going to get a nice mince. You don't have to get too fancy. And now the key component to this is cornstarch. This is going to be the thickener, and it's also later on you'll see what kind of effect it has on the sauce. You need about a half tablespoon of cornstarch. Just toss it right there. And of course, what would sesame chicken be without sesame seeds? I mean, for now, like a small handful would be perfect. There. So I'm just gonna stir it until it's well blended. You want the cornstarch to incorporate in the sauce. So you don't want any of the powdery white stuff to be present. But yeah, there we go. It's starting to come together. Plus the brown sugar is starting to also, I guess you could say, melt into the sauce. All right, great. We'll put this aside. All right, so here's the next part. Is what we're going to do to coat the chicken. Is we're going to need 1 egg. We need 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. Another tablespoon. So 1, 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. Pinch of salt. A dash of pepper. Then just whisk it together with a fork. You'll see what this is for in a minute. Yeah, whisk together the sides to pick up the cornstarch. All right. That's good for now. And now, we have the chicken. Let me rinse off my knife again. Okay, so you basically want, I have chicken size here, and you're gonna want maybe like to cut them up into 1-inch pieces. So about the size of my thumb. Then we'll toss it in the egg mixture. So yeah, roughly 1-inch. This one's a little bit bigger than 1-inch. And this is about 1 pound of chicken. These are chicken thighs. I find that they're a little easier to cut into like relatively uniform pieces. But feel free to use whatever cut you're comfortable with. All right, that's that. And now, I'm going to toss them. Feel free to get your hands in there. Get them dirty. It's all good. Just remember to wash your hands afterwards. I don't even need the fork for that. Okay. And now, we're going to do the best part, which is to put them in the wok. All right. Let's pan that over. All right. Over medium heat, you're going to want some cooking oil. I just use vegetable oil and just enough to kind of coat the skillet or the wok, what have you. I prefer a wok. It's a Chinese American dish. But you know, cast iron skillets are good, frying pans, whatever fits. You want to wait until it gets very hot, or just enough to when it starts to smoke. Meanwhile, the rice is still cooking. Now you want it to heat up a bit because if you toss the batter coated chicken onto cold oil, um, the egg cornstarch mixture is just gonna fall right off and into the oil. But if it's already hot, it's gonna start cooking immediately, and it'll give a nice coating crispy coating to the chicken. Get some light in there, so you can kind of see the reflection off the oil. It's starting to shimmer a little. There's a little shaking. All right, now you're gonna want to carefully place these. There, that's a sizzle. One layer at a time, so you don't overcrowd it. This will be several batches, I think, which is fine. I think I can squeeze one more in. Right there. Okay. There we go. But wash your hands. So you're gonna want to wait until one side is kind of golden brown before you flip it over. So just give it a couple minutes. Yeah, see, not quite yet. Yeah. So kind of like that. Now we can turn. You see how some of these are, pretty golden brown? That's what you want. Well, some of these, all of them are pretty golden brown. That's how you want it. Meanwhile, the rice is finished, so this will be done fairly quick. Once the once the chicken is done, we can start the plate basically. Oh no, wait. Well, see, we got to cook the chicken and then we'll put the sauce in. All right, getting there, getting there. It doesn't take long to cook at all. It shouldn't take more than 5 minutes aside, really. But as you can see, the cornstarch gives it a nice, like, that coating to it, right? Very nice. All right. I think we're good. Batch one is done. Now I'll get the other batch of chicken in. Okay, looking good, looking good. And now, what I'm going to do, now that this is done, I'm going to add back the chicken that was cooked before. And then, now it's going to add the sesame sauce that we made earlier. I need something non-stick to get the sesame out fully. There we go. Get some bits of garlic. Ooh, I love the smell. Okay, great. Stir it up a bit. You see it's thickening up quite nicely. The cornstarch in the sauce and the cornstarch even on the batter. I'm not sure if that's a scientific thing, but I think it's definitely helping with the thickening process of the sauce. And look, such a lovely color, caramel brown, coating each piece of chicken. It's a very saucy sauce. And so you don't need to cook it for too long. Again, this is still on medium heat. And by now, it's good. So let's plate. So what I do is I take a cup of white rice, plain white rice, which comes straight from the uh, rice cooker. Then you can put it on the side. You can even, you know what? Let's put it on top. Have the sauce like really coat the rice. This is why I also didn't want to do fried rice, because the sauce was going to get into the rice anyway. And a final piece of garnish I like to use is green onion. Pardon me for a sec. I take some green onions from my home garden. I know this might look weird to some, but I actually cut my scallions with a scissors. It's not faster. I use kitchen scissors for it. Here the snipping. All right. And with that, we have our sesame chicken. Presentation-wise, it isn't the cleanest, but it's Chinese takeout, basically. So take for what you will. Or, wait a minute. Wait a minute. No. You're going to want to see me eat it. Okay. All right. So, first of all, thank you, everybody, for joining me in this video. I hope you enjoyed watching me make sesame chicken. Thank you to Scouter for donating in order to make me make this dish and cook it and show it to people on YouTube. But you know what? What people really want to see is the dish itself, its final form. So, first things first, I'm going to show you it's cooked through, no pink. Just the right amount of sweetness. The sesame seeds provide a nice crunch along with the cornstarch batter coating of the chicken. The scallions add a nice, rounded out flavor to the rest of the dish. The brown sugar, again, it's sweet, but combined with everything else, it's a nice balanced dish. And I dare say this is better than any takeout I've had. So if you enjoyed watching me make this dish, feel free to like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below if you have any suggestions or if you have any other ideas for dishes to make. You can also donate to my ExtraLifer and request a dish while also saving kids in dire need. in my local children's hospital, Children's Specialized Hospital in New Jersey. So thank you very much, and I will see you in the next one.